It's September 2025, and it's time for a quick bamboo forest update. I started this project about 2 years ago, so this is 2 years of growth, and let's check in on the plants really quick to see how much they've grown. Got a lot of new growth here. It's coming along nicely. It's not quite as big as I would have liked it to be, but happy nevertheless. We're making progress. So down here, we've got our newest bamboo, which is the Gleaming Blue. It's a runner. It's still pretty small, but it started pretty small, and it's only got about a year in the ground. This guy here is the Silver Stripe Blowpipe, and we got one nice tall cane that's probably 8 to 10 feet tall. This one is the Clone X, because we don't really know what species it is. It was just propagated by a clipping from a plant in Florida, and it seems to be doing pretty well here in Arizona. You can see we've got lots of new canes. There's a big one right over there. So that one is coming along nice. If we come around the jungle gym here, see I started trimming to get the tunnel that I'm aiming for through the bamboo forest. Eventually, as the bamboo grows taller and taller, I'll trim that away and hopefully have a nice shady pathway through the bamboo forest. But for now, I'm just gonna walk around the outside and show, here's the punting pole. It's doing all right this year. You can see we've got about 6 feet tall, maybe 7 feet on some of the punting pole canes. This big guy is our Buddha belly, which has been sending out lots of super long canes. They kind of bend over right now. We're not getting the straight up canes from them, and we're also not getting the Buddha belly shape. So it's named for having these sort of bulbs on the culms, and right now all of the culms are just super straight, so we don't have the classic Buddha belly shape. Then we've got our giant timber, which we're looking at probably 7 to 8 feet tall canes. This one has the darkest green leaves, and I'm really glad with how it looks right now, because this plant looked really sad in June and July. I'd say 90% of it looked like this leaf here. It was very brown, but just be encouraged. If there is a little bit of green on the plant, it will come back. These bamboo are technically a grass, and so just like grass can turn brown and then come back to life, same thing happens with bamboo. And this plant looked really rough in June. I wasn't even sure it would survive, and now it's looking fantastic. Quick peek at our Chinese goddess under the shade cloth here. You can see it's got quite a bit of green on it, a lot of brown too, even with the shade cloth. The Arizona sun has just been torching it. And of course the goal here is that the giant timber will grow up one day to be so big that it'll provide the shade, and I can remove this contraption that I've put together. But we're not there yet. Moving over to the sea breeze. It was one of the fastest growers initially, but hasn't done a whole lot recently. We are starting to get some new canes, but they're all pretty thin, so I'm not sure how tall these will actually be. You can see we actually got a little spider growing on, or enjoying the sea breeze. See if we can focus in on him. Will that work? Maybe. Nope, probably not happening. I need to learn how to use my camera better. Anyway, looking at our runners, we've got the golden bamboo, which actually looks pretty golden right now. We're just coming out of summer here in September, and the red margin is also looking okay. Not great, but there's been quite a bit of growth since last year. But the one big learning I had this summer was on the tropical blue. So all of these brown leaves, I think, are from nutrient burn, which is when you put too much fertilizer on a plant at the wrong time. And I was wanting to make sure that these plants would grow well and be healthy through the summer, so I fertilized it in July. I think that was the wrong move, because this cane here, for example, was super encouraging. It was about 6 feet tall, and now it's dead and broken off. And I'm pretty sure that was from the fertilizer, because these leaves just look very dead in a different way than they do on, say, the giant timber. So that's like a light brown leaf, and there's still some green on it, where these, just the canes look droopy. The whole leaf is like a darker, lifeless brown. It just looks different than being scorched. Even on the same plant here, you can see. All right, so there's what the leaves look like on the tropical blue when they're alive versus completely dead. Just, it looks different. So I'm not entirely sure, but I think I need to be careful with fertilizing and how much and what time of year. So learn from my mistake. Be careful with fertilizing your bamboo, especially in the summer. Now, coming over to the last section, the green temple here has a pretty cool growth pattern. Now, when you get bamboo, everyone says it's gonna grow like crazy, it's gonna go nuts. But here in Arizona, the soil is so poor that they won't go where there isn't water, and you haven't given them good soil, because soil's bad and we don't have water. At least that's the theory behind this whole setup that I've got. I've got these long rectangles for each of the runners that are about 6 to 8 feet long, 2 feet wide. And I dug out all of the native soil and put in good soil for the bamboo that is designed for them, with sand and manure and just the optimal conditions for them. And check this out, right at the edge of this rectangle, you can see here's the native dirt underneath this wood, separating the two runner pits, and that is exactly where this runner is growing too. So it's going right up to the edge of that rectangle and sending up its shoots there, but not going past it right now. So maybe that'll change. Maybe it'll send out roots through the wood, and I'll have to trim it back and I'll have something growing out of hand. But right now, it looks like it's working. Coming to the giant Burmese, this guy is looking really good, probably 3 or 4 times the size that it was last year. So I know it still looks pretty small, but this is a lot of growth, and I'm excited because that is how big the canes will eventually get. So it looks pretty small now, but seeing it grow 3 or 4 times its size, if it does that again next year, I'll have a pretty big plant. And the real rock star in terms of growth is the Timor Black. So check this out. These canes are all new in just this summer. They've all popped up. So before this summer, it topped out. These canes right here were as big as it got. And then we got 1, 2, 3 canes this summer. Early in the summer, I'd say May, June. Around July, we got this guy, which was awesome. And just in the last week or two, we've got this one popping up. Yesterday, it was about this height. So we probably got 10 inches just in the last 24 hours. And then we've got another cane back here that shot up in the last week. So this thing is going nuts. It is a tropical plant and it loves the Arizona summer. So the Timor Black, I'm finding to be a fantastic plant. Big leaves, it's growing tall, and that's what I want. I want green and I want shade. It's giving it to me. One thing that is really interesting is this cane over here. Check out this growth pattern. It comes down, and look at that. It has like almost a 90-degree bend in it. That's not touching the ground. It just came out of the ground, decided it wanted to go that way, and then up. So it's just a really neat plant. I am very happy with the Timor Black. Then we've got the elegant bamboo, which was the previous record holder with this cane here. This was the tallest and fastest growing, and it's still looking great. And the next time it sends up shoots, they should be even taller and bigger. So I'm excited to see that. And then lastly, we have the Chinese dwarf, which has a ton of new canes popping up here in the middle. Now that we're coming out of summer, these canes are starting to sprout. It's interesting to see what season, what time of year each plant seems to want to send up their shoots, that they're having different growth patterns. The tropical ones obviously love the summer, and the non-tropical ones, the rest of the year is when they send up shoots. But that is the tour right now. Just had a rain last night, so everything looks nice and green and beautiful. And I will post another update in another year, if not sooner. So stay tuned.